because I stick by it. But like, there's a difference between somebody who never had an altercation in the street, whether it's childhood or not. There's a difference between somebody who's never fought in the street and then learned martial arts. And there's a difference between somebody who knew violence, then learned martial arts.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a difference. There really is. And the difference is this. When you learn martial arts, but you've never fought in the street, you don't have the same context or baseline understanding of criminal tactic. Like some people are very, very cunning. Some people will lure you. Some people are opportunists. They can make anything a weapon, right?
I call it criminal creativity.
Like I read somewhere that there are prisons in the yards where they're making shanks and they're tying it to weeds. So they cut out the hole in the ground where the weeds are, and they pull out and their shank is there, and then they put it back on the weeds. Yeah. Like the nice guy who never had a reason to hide their knife will never think of that. And therefore, all the training in the world will not work because why? He's caught off by the element of surprise. You don't know what you don't know. Unconscious incompetence. Yep. Right?
And they'll intellectually put it into the context because they're detached to it because they don't have the lived-in experiences. Yeah.
And this is like kind of diving into this world and doing some like DT, helping teach some DT and being a scenario actor and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't do it all the time, but I do it when they call me, right? And doing that kind of shit and teaching some self-defense. And then I have a friend of mine who's a client, but he's also a friend, and he's a very, very intellect guy. He's very good at what he does. A traumatologist. His name is Eric Poirier. He's a student at Taylor Jiu-Jitsu, and he does prior lessons with me. I'm kind of like taking him on as an apprentice for under my stuff. He's a great guy, hard worker, very, very smart, knows what he's talking about. And when we're doing actually a self-defense thing this weekend for women, and I told him, I was like, we got to team up because I can provide like the physical stuff. I can provide the street smart stuff, paying attention. And the reason why I say street smart stuff is because I know what it's like to be chased. I had to go to court for a year. And during that year, I had people chasing me, trying to catch me wherever they could. I got cornered in an elevator. Somebody put a knife on my stomach. I got good at, Eric, very, very smart guy. Follow him for some great information, guys. But he and I and Jacob, my friend Jacob Mulek, he's an OG combat guy too. He's a great videographer and also a good martial artist. We've come together and we're doing this thing called T4TCS. But basically, we want to change. We want to start training people on the how to avoid the situation, the physical tactic and like application to defend yourself, but also Eric's portion is how to deal with the trauma after.
Trauma-informed training. That is fucking awesome. Yes.
That's what it is. And so we want to do this for people. We want to do this for women. We want to give them the understanding of why is your body doing this? Why are you being triggered? How is this energy being stored? How do you release this energy once you've gone through the attack? If you've already been attacked, how do you fight through that trauma while you're needing to defend yourself? I think this is a key component of the martial arts self-defense training that people don't really address. And so we're looking to provide some service to people by collaborating together and stuff like that. And the reason why we're doing that is because you have to admit that not everything you do is the answer to everything. You got to look outside your box.
Yeah. Because when you get stuck in these silos and echo chambers, you have a single point of data and you're limited based upon that point of data and your preferences and the lenses of which you view it. When you have a multidisciplinary approach to training and experiences, you can draw from all of that and put it in the context for you. Again, it's the whole to grow is to experience. So at the end of things, we are this lovely tapestry, this lovely mosaic of different life's experiences. Now, If it's full of trauma, we also develop resiliency. We develop a sense of having faced adversity. We develop confidence through capability and competency. But we have to go through a wide variety of stuff to draw from that and survive through it, so we can articulate it in such a manner where we're not triggered to being back in that trauma state, but we can actually draw from there from as a point of experience and intellectually engage with it and teach people how to deal with that. But that requires us to have multiple facets of information to experience and to educate ourselves and to educate others. Because when you're dealing with a singular art, which, I mean, being a master of your art, which is great, but you're limited to just that point if you stay clearly in that lane, versus you go train multiple stuff, bring it back to you and make it work for you.